Hey everyone, it's your girl Kat with Wondering Soup, and today we're going to talk about something that we touch on, but we do it in a roundabout way because everything is subjective. And we're going to be subjective in this video, but we're still going to talk about it. And that is, how much does it really cost to live in Merida? Now, remind you that I am part of a family. I am not a solo traveling woman, so I can't really give you details on if you were solo and this is how much it's going to cost you. But you can definitely subtract or add based off the figures that I'm going to give you. I also got a cup of tea because we're going to be sipping a little tea. Feel free to grab your cup and let's get into it. All right, first things up, rental. How much does it cost to rent a home here? We've given you ranges. We've told you it can be as low as $200. It can be as upward as $3,000 or $4,000. We're going to stick in the middle, right? And when I say middle for me, mind you, it's 3 of us, and we've had upwards of 4 or 5 people staying with us because family has come visited. And when they come visit, they've stayed more than a day or 2. They've stayed a few weeks. So we have a 4-bedroom home, and if you're moving here with a family of 3, 4, 5 people, you're probably looking at the same thing. Even if it's a family of only 3 and you need an office space, one of those bedrooms can be converted into that for you. So you're probably looking at typically a 3-bedroom to a 4-bedroom. And again, we've said prices as low as 2. But for this exercise in this video, we're going to lean toward you're renting anywhere between the $800 to around $1,200 to $1,500 range. And I think that's very representative. And so that we can add it up, we're going to say you're paying $1,000 a month. 1G. You got it, and that's the T for that. $1,000 for a 3 or 4 bedroom rental here in Merida for you and your family. For a single, again, this is probably won't be your rate, so look at around 5 or 6. I'm just throwing that out there because I really honestly don't know, because I have not looked at apartments or even smaller homes, 1 or 2 bedroom homes. They're there, just hasn't been my cup of tea. As we take the next step, we move into electricity. Electricity is expensive here. And even when I say that, it is subsidized because the government recognizes that it's extremely hot in the summer, and so people are going to burn those ACs if they have them. In our home, we have an AC unit in every bedroom. We have an AC unit in the main living areas, which includes the kitchen and the living room area. Those AC units are going to run you some money. So if you got a kid in every bedroom, you're in the bedroom, it's the middle of the day, and everybody is running all 3 AC units or all 4, just expect to pay for that privilege. AC is not a necessity. It is for me. But for, you know, a large part of the world, it is not. And so there are no central units, if you didn't know that. There are going to be actual individual units, and so everybody's going to be, temperature is going to be all over the place versus, you know, back in the States, almost everybody, you just set the temperature to 72 and it was for the entire house. My room could be at 72, the kids' room could be at 62. Who knows? All I know is that we're going to get an electric bill and it's going to come out every 2 months. So for me, I think if you're just moving here that first year, it's going to be pricey. After that, you'll adjust, your body will adjust, you won't be as hot all the time. So you probably won't run the AC as much, but you'll at least have at least 1 unit running a day. That's a given. So with that being said, I would say that you're looking with a household of at least 4 to 5 people, or let's say 3 to 5 people, you're gonna probably run about $100 to $150 a month. Remember though that you only pay the bill every 2 months, and that is going to fluctuate. In the winter time, it won't be as pricey, but the subsidies that kicked in during the summertime won't be there in the winter time, so you're still going to pay a good amount of money. And some people may say that's not a lot, and that's perfect for you. But be mindful that the government says that if you are a high user, they're going to take away that subsidy in the summertime, and you'll be paying more for your electricity bill all year round. But again, reminder, every 2 months, and with a home of that size, if you're monitoring everything and not running AC units, if nobody's in there, ceiling fans are off, lights are off, you're probably looking at around $150 to $200 a month when you first move here. Next up is going to be another bill that is not super expensive, but it's one that you need to think about, is gas. So gas, they come and fill your tank. It's generally located up on the roof. And ours gets filled every 2 to 3 months, and you're looking at around $75 to $125 depending on the size of your tank, how much your family uses. Gas for us is for our hot water heater and for our stove. Some homes are electric, so you may not have that issue, but for everybody else, if you're using gas, the truck will come, you send them a message, they'll drive up, fill up your tank, and it's usually cash on demand for that. But expect to pay again $75 to $125. The next big expense for you is going to be internet. Expense after that, it's going to be food probably, right? And for us, my family, I do cook a lot, but a lot of people when they first get here, they order a lot. You're still trying to feel your way through the city. You're trying to see what's available, what currently meets you where you're at, as well as expand your horizons, right? Food here can be cheap to expensive, and there's a whole slew in the middle. But don't expect to walk in the door thinking that everything's going to cost $1, because that's just not realistic. That's tacos only, and you can't live on tacos every day. So you're going to have to bump up a little bit for the budget. I think on average you're looking at $150 per month per person in your household. And I honestly think that's on the low end, because for us, I'm strictly basing it off of my family. We tend to order a lot of stuff online. We do groceries online. We use Rappi for quite a few things: food, groceries, medical, if we need something from the pharmacy and things like that. And so with that ease of access, and the fees are not as high as they are in the States, we tend to just order things more. You know, if you want to drink, let's all get drinks for the house. You know what I'm saying? So everybody has bubble tea for that day. You know, that's $15. You know, but hey, so again, you're averaging $150 per person per month. Bump it up if you know you're going to be eating out a lot more, and that's just strictly being in the home. I'm not really saying add to that if you go out to eat, because that price could be anywhere, from as low as $20 for a family meal. Next up is going to be Uber drives, or Uber rides rather. And here we have Uber, Didi, InDriver. All three of those are options for you. Each one of them has a different price point, ease of access depending on where you live. It could be anything, and that's is really subjective. So I'm going to give you here a really good big ballpoint. Though one that I think is realistic depending on where you live. If you live in Central and you're really just hanging around Central and going to all the restaurants there or the places there, your cost will be a little bit lower. But if you live out of the city center, like where we live at in Timizon Norte, we're in the suburbs surrounding the city, it takes a little bit more, costs a little bit more to get back into the center of things. And so with that being said, when you first move to the city, you're definitely going to be getting out to find your way around, to see the sights, to check out the neighborhood that you may be moving to. So again, $100 to $150 per month for the first month or two, till you get used to what everything, and then you figure out what you're going to do. If you're going to buy a car, that's on you, not my ministry. Look around, look around, look around. I almost forgot water. Water's cheap. And when I say water, I mean the water that you use to wash your body with. You know, the running water in your home, probably looking at about $5 a month. It's actually included in our rent. So that tells you that it's nothing. So about $5 a month. Next up is trash pickup. So we pay by the year here. Trash is picked up Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays in our neighborhood, and we pay $40 a year. Go online, sign up for it, easy peasy, it's done. They come again Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. All right, and now we're gonna get into a topic that you have asked for, or a price point that you've asked for so much, and I've hesitated to give because I honestly think it's gonna vary, and that is schools. How much does it cost to go to school here in Merida? It's all over the place, guys. It really, really, truly depends on you and what type of learning environment you're looking for your kids. But if I want to put a number out there, I'm going to say between $200 and $500 a month per child. 2 to 5 per child. And if those figures, you don't like them, homeschooling is an option. You can try to do another program in the States or something like that. But if you're looking for an in-person school here in Merida, we're looking at $200 to $500 per kid per month. And last but not least is health insurance. I don't talk about health insurance much, or we don't talk about it much, because it really will vary per person. I don't know your health history, so I can't advise you how much it's going to cost. I suggest that you do look up brokers and figure out how much it's going to cost for you, your family members, based off of your medical history. So I'm not going to touch it. Just that simple. I'm a vet, so my approach to the medical system here is a little bit different than yours would be, just based off of that. We tend to pay out of pocket for a lot of things because it's honestly not that expensive for day-to-day services. And when I say day-to-day, I mean basic, like going to the dentist, going to get a cleaning, going to get an eye exam, things like that. Now, if you're looking at major surgery, that's going to be pricey. So again, I'm not going to quote any insurance rates. You just need to do some research. All right, now let's add it all up. Let's see where we're at. All right, y'all, let's add it all up and see where we're at. So with this in mind, let's say this is the month that everything comes due, meaning it's the second month for the electricity, you ran out of gas, everything. So this is the high-end month for you. Let's first start out with our rent, which we said was going to be $1,000, right? And again, that's probably the only thing that's fixed in your world outside of internet. It's going to be that. So $1,000. Then we're going to move into electricity, and for this 2-month period, we're going to say it's going to be $300. And I think I'm being really nice there. We're going to say $300. Then we're going to move into food costs. We have 3 people in the house, $150 each, so we say $450. Yeah, that's right. And then we have the gas ran out. You figure that out when the shower got cold and stayed cold. So that's $75. And then we have the internet, $50 a month, whoop, to the side. We already paid for the trash, so we're not going to really include this unless it's your first year. No, we're not going to include the trash. We know it was $40, so for the whole year. That's small. Water is included in your rent, so we're going to ignore that as well. But you do have a kid in school, $300. Add that to it. And then we have Uber, DD or InDriver. So let's say this month you didn't get out as much as last month, but you still got out $100. Let's add it all up and see what we got. So our expenses for this month, which includes everything that we've done, everything's come to the table. Again, your food costs, electricity, rent, Ubering, living your best life in Merida. You're looking at, and I had to pull out my calculator here, we're looking at $2,275 for that month. And for some people, that's going to be easy peasy, and for some, it's not going to be easy peasy. So adjust accordingly. See where you can possibly cut some corners, save some dollars, or even bump it up because you know how you and your family live. It's going to be really truly up to you, but I think that's a good baseline to say every month's not going to be that high. But definitely some of those months are going to be that high because things happen. Electricity comes every 2 months. Your gas just ran out, things of that nature. But you do have those fixed costs. Your internet is fixed. Your rent is fixed. And your school costs should be fixed. And again, that $300 that I quoted, it probably just covers tuition. It may not cover cost of equipment or anything else that may go on in the school. So again, hopefully those numbers work for you. Let me know below what you think it may cost for you to live here in Merida, for you and your family. And for you singles, just take that budget and chop it down. And you should still find where you may land at, or where you want to land at. And keep that in mind when you're looking at homes. You know, don't get too excited and like, oh, it's a beautiful home. But if you know it's out of your budget, then it's out of your budget. Keep it out of your budget and move on. There's gonna be other pretty homes, I promise you, in your budget, as long as you're realistic about your budget. I hope this helps everybody. I'm Kat. Peace and love.